Hey, I'm Kath McIntyre. I'm a video strategist who works with service-based entrepreneurs to help them create powerful personal brand videos or a video content launch. And I'm here today with Lucy Melville. Hey, Lucy.
Hey Kath, how are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks for being with me today and having a chat. Can you tell
My
us what
pleasure.
what you do?
I sure can. I'm Lucy Melville. I'm an artist and I'm a creative business coach. So I help other artists learn the mindset, strategy, and sales skills required to sell their work with confidence. I've started with my passion of being an artist, and then I've combined my business skills from my 15-year corporate career to create this new offering.
And so you recently left your corporate career to
I
start your
did.
business online.
I did.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about what the last year's been like.
Yeah, wow. Oh, wow. What a learning curve. So June 2021, I left my job. I was a director at a really big construction consultancy here in New Zealand, and a job that I actually quite enjoyed. I worked with fantastic people. But what I realized was I still had this niggle in the back of my mind saying, you love the art, you love the art. And it was really just about following the passion. So I had started to do a little bit of art on the side for the last 5 years and decided that after going back from maternity leave last year, I just had that feeling it was the right time. Um, I did a couple of business courses that really helped me believe in, a variety of offers that I could create. And that's where I guess I started to think about the opportunity, not only about selling my own art, but helping other artists do the same.
And how do you work with artists? Tell us what you do and what your kind of framework is and the offers that you
Yeah.
have.
So what I started out just by offering a few mini workshops, and I guess that's slowly refined over the last year. And so my main offering is my membership. So I have a membership called Unleash Your Art. And basically we've got nearly 50 amazing women,
Mhm.
one gentleman, we do have one gentleman in there, but amazing women who are at various stages of their journey in selling their work, but they want to upskill in a variety of different ways to learn how they can sell more consistency, get a bit more confidence with the way that they do that. I think creatives generally struggle with the sales and marketing side because they just want to be creative. So I really try and bring it back to being authentic, being our authentic self, and starting there and actually realizing that sales isn't necessarily about being salesy. It's just about being yourself and talking about it over and over again. So we have that real focus in that group. I also offer one-to-one coaching opportunities, and I have a variety of courses as well that come up at different times of the year.
So
So yeah.
you have your fantastic online business and we can see your beautiful art behind you. You obviously
Yes, one of my
are a
latest
working
pieces. Yeah.
artist as well.
That's right.
How do
That's right.
you mix the two?
It's a juggle. It's the last year, I think the biggest learning curve has been realizing you have to be everything in your business. As any entrepreneur knows, it's you have to be so many things that you have no real idea of what that involves until you're doing it. And I think, the amount of growth I've had to actually work all this out and be resourceful and just find the skills it's been overwhelming, but it's been like so fulfilling. And part of that journey has been figuring out the balance. So that's the balance between my art, the balance between my coaching business, and the balance between my well-being and my family. So whenever I'm talking to those who I work with, I always emphasize part of a strategy or part of a plan over your year has to think about those two things as
Mm.
being fundamental as well. And I really try and focus on that too. And sometimes I don't get it quite right, but I'm slowly figuring out that I can kind of create a little bit of a yo-yo in between focus points while still weaving in an element of the one that might be on the slight back burner into my social media and other communications. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there with the balance. Yeah.
I like that you said, I like your balance. Yes, we all need a
Yes.
bit of balance. And it's really
Yeah.
interesting how you said a lot of the clients that you work with and with your coaching, it's showing
Yeah.
people how to be authentic and not feel
Yeah.
that they have to be salesy.
Yeah.
So I know that you use video in your business.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you tell me how, you know, how you use video first off and
Yeah.
what's working? And then we might talk about what it was like for you when you first started your business and first started using video.
Yes. So yeah, I use video a lot because I feel that what I've learned, I guess the biggest thing I've learned over the last 18 months, again, going back to that authenticity piece, is that I buy from people or brands that I'm connected to. And the best way you can do that really fast is actually show yourself. And so what I realized pretty quickly is that for me to be visible and um, connecting in a video format or a workshop format where I'm live, which I do a lot of, I give people a really easy chance quite quickly to figure out whether they connect or resonate with me.
Mm,
And I think that's the thing. Not everyone's going to like me, or my art, or the way I coach, or what I have to offer, and that's fine because that's life. And we don't need to be everyone's person. But I think what it's done for me is allowed me to very quickly um, have those people that see me on a video, whether it be a live on my Instagram or Facebook, or whether it be a recorded video that I put up as a reel, or whether it be a video I have on my website. And quite quickly, often actually, somebody will say, "I've watched this. I love what you're doing. How can I get more?" And I think it's a very quick way for people to decide,
mm,
are you my person? And I think in the end, you don't want to waste your time and you don't want to waste their time. So I think in the end, video for me is like a no-brainer. It just and even on the art side of things,
mm-hmm.
just as a side note, when I talk to people about my work in person, the most common thing I've heard lately is, "I love your lives from your studio." So I do a live feed from my studio quite regularly. And I get so much feedback on that about how much they enjoy almost just hearing me talk to them in conversation. So yeah, it's very powerful.
Is that you
Yeah.
doing a live talking about what you're working on at the moment?
Yeah.
Like you actually doing your art?
Yep. It
Yeah.
could be anything. I generally just make a point of going, okay, and it's a great way to not overthink content, you know. I think we often
Yeah.
go, "Oh, I've got to do something really polished." And people don't want polished. They want a
Mm-hmm.
human. So I think I've made a point of going live in my studio when I just had that moment of going, "Oh, let's just do that today." I haven't done it for a week or so. And I just talk about what's arrived. I might have a new print. I might be setting up for a studio day. I might have new gifts. I've just launched my Christmas gifts. I might be working on a painting, or I may have had a complete whoopsie. And I just share anything, eh, with what's going on. And it really
Yeah.
resonates. Yeah.
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 I think that's that kind of behind the scenes content that people really like. They like those
Yeah.
videos. They, like you
Yeah.
said, the whoopsies and everything, the good and the bad.
Totally. In the end, we're all humans, um, just wanting human connection. I mean, with social media, yes, it's on a screen, but we're still kind of looking for the human behind that
Mm-hmm.
picture or whatever it is. So I think I've learned that for me, it's probably the biggest asset in my business, or the best way to connect with my business.
Yeah. Good to hear. Great to hear.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you first started video, though, when you first started your business and you went, okay, video,
Yep.
videos for me,
Yes.
were there what what was kind of hard for you to get started?
Oh, I hated it. I absolutely hated it. You'll watch me now in the videos now, and I've actually had a few people say that to me even a year on. They're like, "My gosh, you're a different person," and that's a year on. I started practicing with my art probably 4 or 5 years ago, and it's taken me probably until the last year of just doing it all the time, and it's now just I see it as just something I do without even thinking about it. But when
Mm,
I first started, what are people going to think of me? Oh my gosh, are they going to judge me? I'm going to sound like such an idiot. What do I do if I mess up if I'm doing a live? All these fears around essentially judgment, um, all of that understandable stuff when you're about to really put yourself on the line, put yourself out there, that crops up, those feelings came up. And the way I got through that is I started to imagine just talking to my best friend on the phone.
Love that.
And so that was my strategy. And it's honestly the thing that allowed me to break through from going, oh, I feel sick, to going, I'm just talking to my best friend, Alison. And I just talk in a way, and I still talk like that now. I particularly on my lives, if I'm doing something that's recorded or for something in particular, it might be a little bit more, I guess, a little bit more polished, still real. But in my lives, I literally talk as if I'm talking to my friends. And I'm very casual. I'm very me. I'm very relaxed. And that really, I really recommend it if anyone out there is trying to find a way. Even talking to you now, Kath, I'm just not thinking about anyone but you. And I think when you kind of focus on that, it takes away the fear of all the people that you actually
Mm.
don't know who they are, what they're thinking, what their perception of you is. Just eliminate that, because you'll never know what that is. There's no point in worrying about it. So that's how I got through it, basically.
Yeah, I love that. That's how I work with my clients as well. I tell them to think of the one person they trust in the whole wide world. What's that one
Yes,
person that is their best friend,
yes,
their husband, their sister, whatever? Who is it? And just imagine that one
totally.
person. Even put a photo of them up,
Yeah, yeah,
next to your phone. Like put them there.
totally, absolutely. I just think it's brilliant. It's the way that you can kind of and then it just becomes a mind game. You've just got to keep focusing on that person as you speak. But I think it's just that first step, like you say, you break through that, and then you break through the feeling of, a little bit more, and then before you know it, you're like, oh, I don't even
Yeah.
mind,
Yeah.
and people will come in and talk to you on the chat, and you'll be able to you learn how to weave that into conversation, and it just gradually gets a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The more you do it. Um,
that's right.
how do you think you'd be going in your business if you hadn't started using video?
Oh, I tell everyone that putting your face in front of the camera, I personally think it's kind of fundamental. Um, and it's hard because I meet a lot of people I work with who are creative, and they call themselves introverts. But being an introvert, I don't think means you have to be anything else. You don't have to
Mm,
be a different person. It's really just about finding confidence in who you are and finding a way to go, I am an introvert. I'm proud of that. And in fact, I'll talk about that. I'll talk about the fact that this is a bit uncomfortable for me.
mhm.
That's relatable, right? We've talked about this a bit lately, and some a beautiful mum in Queensland, actually, who I've been working with. She would never have put herself out there the way she has been recently, and she, with a tiny following, has sold four paintings, original paintings, in the space of about 36 hours, because she
Wow.
actually decided, I'm gonna put myself and my story out there. And she didn't become a different person on video, but she sat there and was just like, this is me, and this is my story, and this is what this painting means to me. And she just decided to be herself. So I think that's often something that comes up, and I think a lot of people see me and go, oh, well, you're clearly an extrovert and you love talking. And I now talk to you as if I talk to my friends. I do love to chat. But if you'd seen me 3 or 4 years ago, you wouldn't have said the same
Mm,
thing to me being on camera. So I think I personally think it's the number one way I connect with people for both my product base, which is my art, and my service-based business. It is the number one thing that makes people feel like they know me somehow. And that's ultimately how you make a sale, right? It's the connection um, alongside the product. They go hand in hand.
yeah. And
Yeah.
it's the same as when you meet people and make new friends. It's over time. You build up this
Yes,
kind of trust and rapport with them, and the relationship gets deeper and deeper, and you trust them more. And that's all
totally.
we're trying to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. And I get people on my Instagram now, and they message me and respond to things I'm talking about. I've never met them. I
Mm.
don't know these people, but they talk to me as if we've been friends for life. And it's funny because I think when you open yourself up, that used to really weird me out, by the way. I didn't like the idea. Why do I need to be like that with people? I have my own friends. I don't want to have those kinds of. Now I've opened myself up to just that happening. That's when you realize you open yourself up to new relationships, which is what business is about, right?
Hmm.
It's about relationships. So I think if you're kind of in that zone and, well, I don't really want to create that kind of engagement, I hate to say it, but that's the engagement that creates the want or the desire for somebody to pay you to help you
Mm.
with their problem. You know, whether it's I have an empty wall in my house and I need a beautiful piece of art for, or hey, I can't make sales. Can you help me with that? So
I like to think
yeah,
of it, as a collaboration, like building
yes,
relationships with your clients. There's nothing better than working with people creatively or collaboratively, because ultimately
yeah,
that's what we're doing. And that's
totally,
why I love video, because to me, it's a creative pursuit, right? Yes,
yeah,
it's all
yeah,
about telling a story, being authentic, or being clever with a video strategy. If you want to launch,
yes,
there's specific things that work for
totally,
sure. But it's actually, there is nothing better than working creatively with people.
yeah.
You know that you're an artist. Yeah.
Absolutely. And the one thing I really encourage and I think what I love about having the last year to really just get into making this business grow is actually it's not just about, oh, you tick these boxes. It's about being creative with your business. You
Hmm.
grow your business your way in a way that is creative, like you say. And I think, I used to look at creating content, whether it be on social media or for my website, as a task. And it's like, oh, I've got to just do that.
Hmm.
But really, if you start to think about it as oh, how could I do that? And you start to make that a creative process, it's actually enjoyable.
Yeah, like be curious about it. Like where
Yeah.
else can I film in the house today? How can I
Yes.
say?
Yeah.
Because you generally will, you don't have to always create new content. Not everyone's
No.
seen everything you've said. So you can
Yeah.
just find other ways to say it, but it's the same, it's the same kind of tips or
Well,
value that you're giving to your clients.
totally. And you talk about the content that you've already created. I mean, I haven't even got into mining the number, like so many workshops I've done. I offer free workshops for artists who just kind of trying to get a bit of a feel for what I do every month. There is so much gold in that stuff that I know
Mm,
I just need to spend the time to pull out of that I'm going to be able to reuse, repurpose. Um, that if I just get that little bit of time,
yeah,
whether it's for the YouTube channel or for my Instagram or social media, I have got hours and hours and hours of content
yeah.
that I've created already just by doing something else. So, and even for my courses, I know that I've already created a lot of the content that I just need to go back and go, right, these are the key pieces that will fit into this piece of the course. So you end up doing you feel like you're doing a lot of work sometimes around whether
Mm.
you're doing a video that's for a free offer or a video that's for a launch or a video for your Instagram. And sometimes it can feel like a lot, but I think when you step back, you're like, gosh, I've done a lot of the hard yards for stuff that I can now put into play in different ways.
And
So
repurposing, like you said,
yeah,
repurpose, you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
repurpose everything you do, conversations you have,
yeah,
interactions with your clients, bigger content that you make can be,
totally.
edited into little snackable bite-sized pieces.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. In fact, I'm at the point where I've got so much of that stuff. I'm like, right, I need someone to actually help me pull this all out. And that's probably the next evolution of my business now, actually getting somebody to help me to do that kind of stuff. So yeah, using video has allowed me to get to the point where, okay, I've done all this work per se, but it's gonna be stuff like you say that comes back and helps me again. So it's
yeah,
great.
yeah, great.
Mm.
Well, tell people where they can find you, Lucy, and how they can join either your Facebook group or your
Yeah.
programs.
So my website has pretty much everything on there in relation to my art and also to my offers for artists. So that's lucymelville.com. And you'll see in the navigation there's a special tab for artists. It literally says for artists. And in there, you'll be able to see how you can join the free Facebook group and get trainings, and learn a bit more about my membership. And yeah, check out my art. I've got, like I said, I've got some Christmas gifts that I've released today. I do, and this is the other thing, right? I have fun with creating things like a puzzle from my work. This is a recent
Brilliant.
painting I've done. You can see the painting on the wall behind me.
Yeah.
Turn that into a special limited edition puzzle. So I've got all those kinds of things, prints and original paintings up there as well. So yeah, go have a look. I'd love
Yeah,
you to
great.
check it out.
Yay. Well,
Yeah.
thanks so much for today.
You're welcome. Thank
And all
you.
the best. I know you're going to do amazing things in the next 12 months of your business. I can't wait to see.
Thank you so much, Kath.
Yeah.
Awesome to
See you,
talk.
Lucy.
All right. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.